There are a lot of videos on YouTube about making money from your channel, but none of them talk about the different business models and when to follow which. I'm continuing last week's exploration into content ROI, and this time I'm focusing on the four main business models that YouTube creators typically follow. As someone who grew Elementor's channel beyond 100,000 subscribers, I've had to figure this stuff out on my own. But you don't have to. There are four quite different business models for YouTube revenue: the content creator model, where the sole focus is on making content; the educator model, where ROI comes from selling your own info products like courses and workshops; the expert model, aka the service provider model, where ROI comes from selling your service; and the product-led model, where ROI comes from product revenue. If you're a content marketer working at a startup, this is the model you really need to pay attention to. So why is this distinction so important? The business model shapes a lot of the decisions you need to make early on when building your channel. So let's start with the content creator, a model where the sole focus is on creating content for the channel. My example here is a creator I've followed for years, Nerdwriter1. He creates video essays on film, poetry, and the arts. He's had a long sponsorship from Squarespace, and this is what keeps his channel alive. With this model, the content is the product. If I were to visualize it, it's a single circle. The creator is the brand, and the audience is usually broad. Revenue sources here include ads, sponsorships, merchandise, and subscriptions. For this business model, the leading indicator for ROI are actually the vanity metrics, the views, the comments, and so on. You need to hit the big numbers if you want the type of revenue for your channel. I can summarize the business model like this: you make content, you get sponsors. Next is the educator. A perfect case study here is Think Media. Their mission is helping aspiring YouTubers build their influence with video. They monetize the channel by selling courses, workshops, and memberships. For this business model, I visualize it as a small circle representing the content inside a larger one. The product is educational, which are courses, workshops, but the entire operation is still all content. The audience are professionals and aspiring professionals, and revenue sources include courses, affiliate commissions, digital products, and memberships. For this business model, the leading indicator for ROI is usually the free asset that is offered to get the audience into the funnel. I can summarize the business model like this: you give them a taste of your content, then you sell them courses. Now let's talk about the expert, also known as the service provider. Orbit Media is my example here, headed by Andy Crestodina. They're a web design and digital marketing agency, and their YouTube channel, along with their blog and their speaking engagements, positions them as high authority experts in digital strategy. If I were to visualize this business model, I'd use two distinct circles, one for content and one for client services. Unlike creators who focus solely on publishing, these experts must split their attention and resources. Client work isn't just a revenue stream. It demands time, energy, and focus. The advantage with this model is that it's a two-way synergy. Content builds your trust and brand awareness, while client work offers real-world insights. It's a direct way to get connection to the industry and keeps you sharp and your message credible. The audience for this model is usually much more niche than the educator and content creator, since the expert is looking to build an actual pipeline from the effort. The sales cycle is longer than previous models because it takes time to build trust, to nurture leads, and close each deal. The experts want to be top of mind for their audience all the time, so when they decide to get the service, they know to turn to them. For this business model, the leading indicator for ROI is the pipeline generated from the content. Let's summarize this business model as: you build yourself as a trusted expert and they eventually hire you. And finally, the product-led model. Here, the channel is connected to a certain product brand. This is a tough cookie to crack. Usually, what most brands do is create product-related videos and tutorials and maybe coverage of their live events. This makes sense, but it's super boring. It's worth examining one example of a product-led YouTube channel that is doing things differently. I'm talking about Patreon and its channel Digital Spaghetti. This is a channel by Patreon CEO Jack Conti, where he interviews creators, mostly YouTubers, and really dives deep into the craft, the creative process, exploring insights that are highly valuable to other creators who are Patreon's audience. So here's a bit about this channel. It has a high production cost since it's filmed on set with various camera angles and really high-end editing. It involves the time investment of the founder of Patreon, who I'm sure is busy. It doesn't have the branding of Patreon and doesn't promote Patreon directly. So how can this make sense for Patreon? In my last video, I talked about the obliquity model. Companies who first focused on a non-profit outcome had better financial success. The same is true and nicely shown with digital spaghetti. Let's improvise a conversation where I'm trying to convince Conti to invest his time in his own show. Okay, Jack, so the first reason we need to invest in this project is that it's perfect for our target audience. We can't create a following of top creators by offering them poorly sounded live events or tutorials. No one would watch that. And remember, each top creator may be worth a lot of money to us. So let's talk about production. We need it to look like the kind of show top creators would follow, because making a show of that caliber is the only way to build trust with these creators. It's also going to have a separate branding, including a name and a logo, because who wants to follow a brand account? Another element is that we're actually trying to create the kind of interview series that we would follow, because we have to be proud of our work. Let's hear what Conti has to say.
Being a creator is a long game. It takes a long time to build something valuable and meaningful to people. And you go through phases because the internet goes through phases. And if you have that anchor of this drives me, I love what I'm doing, it fits with my soul. And I'm not just being woo-woo here. There's a way to people say do what you love, follow your passion. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is following a sense of taste as a strategy and staying true to that soul that is inside you gives you more longevity. You want to keep taking more swings, and it allows you to actually operate over a decade, which I think increases your chances of success in being a creator.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So yeah, how does this make money? First, we get top creators to follow the channel. When we interview creators who already have significant clout, it increases the chances other influential names will take notice, sort of like social proof flywheel. Second, this show keeps us in the loop in terms of networking with creators, since we regularly interview them. Third, this is not the only content we're making. We're also making reports and editorial-style content, so these can naturally be referenced in the show. We can also include a survey afterwards, asking new clients if they know about us from the show. Finally, since each top influencer and content creator is worth so much money for Patreon, this can make financial sense. Okay, back to you. With this show, Patreon is able to put focus on building a channel that offers genuine value to the audience, while still making business sense. Conti gave an interview where he shares what the biggest challenge of Patreon is, and it's not surprising why they made this show.
What are the biggest problems you're facing as Patreon right now?
The biggest,
what are your
you mean
hurdles you're trying to overcome as a platform?
I think it's the same as the problems that creators are having. It's literally the same thing, which is it's harder and harder for creators to rally their audiences around their work. If you make a post on TikTok now and you have an effective CTA to go buy my merch or go buy my tickets to my show, and the first 10 people who watch it go buy the tickets because you're a really good storyteller and your CTA is good, TikTok de-ranks that post in their algorithm. They're oh, people are bouncing off of TikTok when they watch this post, so we're going to push that to the bottom of the feed now, or we're just going to wipe it from our distribution because you're driving people away from the app. But that's what creators need. Creators need somebody to buy their merch.
Building a show that people want to return to, they can find a workaround for the problem of the algorithms. From what he's saying, it's clear that the Digital Spaghetti channel is no coincidence. It's a strategic attempt to make sense of the triangle of audience, creator, and product. I was inspired to make this video because I feel this topic is not regarded enough. YouTubers usually mention the business model as an option. You can sell subscriptions, you can sell courses. Actually, you see various types of content creators following different models. I hope this helps you make better decisions about your own channel. Feel free to support my own business model by hitting subscribe or becoming a client of my service. Until next time, this is Ben signing off.